Siyata Dishmaya. What is our goal? Our goal today in the shir is Siyata Dishmaya. The goal today is to understand the machloket of Tosfot against the Ramban, Rashbo, Ritvo, and Ran. So we have the Divrei Cheskel, which explains we have a Pnei Yoshua that we understands, and you have the Divrei Cheskel that we understands. He has a Sophik Shan Toisus Machia. This is really what it's about. That's the subject. So go over the Divrei Cheskel, the Siyata Dishmaya.
But what is the that's because it's
Right. Because today we're going to finish the Divrei Cheskel. We're going to go through all the different ideas. Yes. When is the Suga Shekesef Kesef? When is only Suga Shekesef Kesef like Maseches Sheni? Where there's a Suga of Chefetz and Shvei Chefetz Kechefetz. Malien, Malidme, Malidme, Malien, Ribis. The Magdir Dinyonim. It's something we didn't do last week. Okay. So the Divrei Cheskel, people have the Divrei Cheskel.
The papers there, yeah. The papers there.
Okay. Okay, B'siyata Dishmaya. Where's Rabbi Yosef Ponak? Okay. Good. We're going to start with Aleph. I want to do Aleph. Base. Daled. No. Hey and Vav. Part of Hey and Vav. This is basically, we're going to go glance through the subject that he speaks about. Taninon. Tanino we learned. Bekesef, Beisham, Bedino, Beshvedino. Beisino, we put joy put. Ubatoises ikshu toises erst. And the Mishnah. Cave on the sins. The Kiddushin Kesef Ksiv. Since in Kiddushin it says the word Kesef, by Kichakim is the F one. Minora, how do we know that Shea Kesef? I don't know Shea Kesef. The tear to the answer, the Alfim Evidivri, or Beneziki, or from both. Both as a Gilu, both as a Matzino. Okay. That's what we learned last week and other weeks. The Ramban Rashbo Tirtz. The Ramban, Rashbo, Ran, Ritvo, all of them are Taretz. The Misvoy Adinan, from common sense we know, the Kevon, the Kiddushin Midaito, since Kiddushin Midaito, Mali Kesef, Mali Shvei Kesef. There's somebody here printed it says, if you have the wrong print, doesn't mean I'm reading the right words. Mali Kesef, Mali Shvei Kesef. Or I care, Kesef, Sheker is all the same. V'davka be'vedivri, specifically Ivri, the Baal Kocha Megera ve'oitze. Against his will is Megera and Yoitze. Avamina, there was a thought to say the Kesef Davka. Chega benezikim, Avamina ken mishalem meitel beKesef Davka. You and Shal. So again, we have a major machloket. According to Toisves, how do we know Shvei Kesef Kesef? I don't know it. I need a pasuk. I need a limud. I need a loshoin. According to the Ramban and the Rashbo, I don't need a pasuk. It's a svara. Now, what does a svara mean? Because you have das, that's a svara. Or no, das just removes tircha, but or das means you don't have an opposition. You don't have mechor, like the Miluim says. You don't need das, you don't have a mechor. Or you need das in order to remove tircha. Those are two pshat we had in what they mean das. But they say misvara. When I have das, misvara shabik ezekesa. But not that the das makes it. That's what he says. V'ta machlokosam niri. Comes the divrei chesed. I'll explain to the machlokes the reasoning, the machlokes between Tosfot and the Ramban and Rashi. The Toisas svira, the Toisas holds the eini kosher kesef mitzat. The main power of silver is not the value of the market. Mishu mochi, therefore, lulei kro without the verse. Moyadin, I won't know the shvei kesef. I won't know that the value of money, of silver, is like silver. That can follow the opinion of the Rif and the Rambam, the Svir they hold. The Kesef, Amuma Torah, when the Torah said Kesef, Ushiu Pruto is the measurement of Pruto. Sorry, I jumped the line. The Kesef Torah, Matechet Kesef. Kesef Torah is material, a metal of silver. Umishkal, and the weight, Hatzi Kesef, the weight of half a barley size of silver, pure silver. Ushiu Pruto is the measurement of Pruto. Nimtza Komams comes out according to them. The Kesef is l'chashivus ba'atzmusoi. That's the punchline. Kesef, silver, has its importance, intrinsic importance, or value, intrinsic value. The lake of Shvei Kesef. The Shvei Kesef doesn't have that intrinsic value. What does that mean? So I explained Reb Shlomo this morning, or yesterday was it? Every object has intrinsic value. Ba'atzmusoi. A chair has a chashivus as a chair in its essence for a chair. Table is not a chair as intrinsic value for a table. Silver, which represents money, can have two options. You can have or three options, or both or one of them. He polarizes, or one or the other. He doesn't say both. But the Maise, he says like this. Toisas like the Rif and Rambam, that silver of the Torah means material of silver, and because the intrinsic value of silver, which is shiny, which is soft, who knows what, like you know why we make our teeth with silver, it's soft, who knows what, whatever it is, as a erech zguli, as a segula, something intrinsic value in it, that's why people trade with it. But it's not the trading part. Is we talk about the reason why people trade with it. Because it's shiny, it's nice. What about gold? Even more shiny? Yes, it's a trade with gold. It's hard to get, so it's a hard material. So people trade more with silver. But the trading with silver is not because of the trading. It's because intrinsic value. And that's the main power. The ikar value of the ikar hashibus of kesef of the Torah, the silver of the Torah, is intrinsic value that is kesef. People, and after the people, the Torah. Torah validates what the people say. What the people value here, I validate as a Kenyan. Now, let's go back here. According to the Rif and the Rambam, when the Torah said Kesef, what is Kesef? Is silver. Matechet Kesef. And what is the Iker Shovi, the Iker Hashivus of, the Iker importance, the main importance of silver is the intrinsic value of it being a silver. Shiny and central. Okay? That's the Iker, shiny and easy to get. Easier than gold not too easy like copper, etc. So that's why people trade with it because the intrinsic value of silver. So when the Torah said Kesef, is because you know why you can marry a woman with Kesef? You do Kiddushin with Kesef, is because Kesef has intrinsic value, shiny, etc. People value it. That's the Ikar Hashivos of Kesef. Hashivos Ba'atzmus and intrinsic. So if that's so, Shvei Kesef is not part of that. Shvei Kesef is not intrinsic value as his own intrinsic value. Cigarettes or a chair or table as intrinsic value of a chair or table, but doesn't have the intrinsic value of silver. So therefore, if the Torah said this intrinsic value of silver, Materet silver is not Shvei Kesef. So according to the Rambam and the Rif, Shvei Kesef is not Kesef Misvora. In the Pasuk, Elimu, the Gilui Loshoin, whatever it is. Of Misvora, I don't know. But Aval Ramban v'Arash will svirale. But the Ramban and Arash will hold the Ikor of the Kesef, the main power of Kesef, or the main Chashivus, importance of Kesef in the Torah. Ein oela machmas shivuyoy. It's only because of the market value. Why the market value is in? Because it's shiny, easy to get, whatever it is. But lemaise, we're not talking about the reason why people value it. No, but the result, people value it as a market value. So the value of the Torah of Kesef is not because of intrinsic value, rather, the main thing is because machmas shivuyo, because of its value in the market. Therefore, there's no preference in silver more than value of silver. Because even silver itself is not intrinsic value, is the market value. So anything which has a market value is the same. Because that's what Kesef means, market value. So that's why Kesef Misvah. This is the big Kiddush of, or the first big Kiddush of the Divrei Cheskel. The Machloikes, Toisves, against Ramban Rash Boran, Hitvo, is how do I perceive Kesef the Torah? What is the Iker Chashivus of Kesef the Torah? Is Batzmusa, intrinsic value, or market value, Shovi Shuk. Shovi of the Shuk, of the market value. That's a Machloikes. If the Ikar of the value of silver, of Kesef the Torah is intrinsic value, so Shovei Kesef is not Kesef Misvah. But if the main value of Kesef is the market value, so what's the difference? Anything which brings you market value is market value, and that's all Kesef. This is the first step of the Divrei Kesef. Now I would say make a pause. Let's think about it for a second. This is what he says. Good, we got it. We went over to it during the whole week through the Keskel. Let's think about it now together. Wait a second. But 1 second. If I say the value of silver is the market value, so what's the different market value of silver or value of silver? It's all the same. We have market value. Wait a second. But there's a lot of different types of methods of part. You'll see many stores. We don't accept credit cards. We only accept cash. Or if you pay cash, we'll give you a reduction, which is ribis. But you know, because a lot of methods of payments. There is harif meitav, harif, and there is less harif, right? So if you ask me, even in a market value, what does both, let's say, shoes worth 500 shekels? So market value, that's the market value today, 500 shekels. And I have 500 shekels. I give you two options, or take the shoes, or take 500 shekels. What you would take? If you want the shoes, you want the shoes. If you don't want the shoes, and you have shoes of 500 shekels, what do you take? Why? I can buy anything I want. Shoes, I also can buy anything I want. It's worth 500 shekels. I have to sell it to money. And the money I can do what I want, but it's already tircha. Subin, it's a tircha. Right? So the basic premise of the Divrei Cheskel, he polarized the machloikas between Toises and the Ramban and Rashba is not necessarily so simple. You can say no. Everybody holds that the value of silver is market value. But still, I don't know Shvei Kesef, because although everything is value, and I don't care how I got that value, but still in values, there is Yoitze Boitzo, Harif, the Gomo is Harif. For example, anyone here learned Maseches B'Metzia Perek Hazor. Azov going into Kesef, there's such thing Kesef, such thing Shvek Peiros. In the world of Ribis, there is Kesef and Peiros, right? What is Kesef? The definition of Kesef is what Harif. There's Rebbe, when he was old and young, he changed. Harif is the gold, the Harif is the silver, right? The Maskone is that we follow Kesef as Harif. Kesef is the most common, easy to trade, the most trading material that you can trade the most. It's called Harif, sharp. The most sharp trading material. Now, I may have to have more copper to produce the same value of silver. Silver needs 5 grams to produce certain value, and copper needs 10 grams to produce the same value. But still, if I have 10 grams of copper and 5 grams of silver, what is more sharper? What is kesef? What is peiros? Silver is kesef, sharp, is easier to move around. So instead of saying like the divrei Cheskel, the machloik is here polarized. Is it kesef intrinsic value, and it's only that, not shvei kesef? I need a pasuk. That's toises. Or no, Ramban Rashba, because kesef means market value. So market value, shvei kesef is also market value. Maybe machloik is in market value. Do I follow harif? Or no, there's no difference. Toises says, although kesef is market value, but shvei kesef is not harif as kesef, right? Of silver. So I need a pasuk. Without a pasuk, I won't know it. And the Ramban Rashba says, no. Since both have market value, and you have das, the das removes the ticha, that is less harif. The rotzon das removes the less harif. That way I would say. Before the divrei Cheskel, how do I learn the machloikis? So I just said down. Comes the Cheskel and he polarizes the machloikis. He makes the machloikis mamish polarized. Says no. The machloikis of toys is against the Ramban machloikis Rif and Rambam and the Rashba. What is kesef? Kesef means intrinsic value, or kesef means market value. Although I can say no, everybody holds market value. Machloikis is when I have rotzon and das. Although market value of kesef is much more harif, sharp to trade, easy to trade. So without a post, I won't know shvei kesef. The post says no. I need a post, even though it's hard to trade. It's okay. And the Ramban and Rashba says no. I don't need a post, even though it's harder to trade. But since she agrees, they agree to remove the sharp that is not sharp. But really, everybody holds that kesef is hard to trade. That's one option. Let's talk about a third option. We have the Cheskel, our option, a third option. Everybody holds kesef as intrinsic value. And shvei kesef doesn't have the intrinsic value. But according to the Ramban and Rashba, since she agrees, means she wants it. So for her, she wants it, or she doesn't care to sell and get kesef can lead her. She doesn't care about the ticha to sell it, and it would lead her to kesef because of das. So I'm saying really the divrei Chesed amucha. I could say the machloikis, both of them will hold kesef's intrinsic value. Because the machloikis is that although kesef intrinsic value and value of kesef is not intrinsic value, so I need a pasuk. This one source, that's why I need a pasuk. According to the Ramban and Rashba, I don't need a pasuk because since she agreed, he said, I don't care about the ticha for me that I will sell and get the intrinsic value. It's like intrinsic value for her because she agreed. So I don't need a pasuk when you have das. And that's the machloikis. So the machloikis be both holds intrinsic value. The machloikis be both hold value. Just the divrei Chesed polarized. The Tosfos holds that Kesef is what? Like the Ramban and like the Rif and the Rambam, that Kesef is intrinsic value, and the Ramban holds no, Kesef is market value. Good. Now we have to know if all the option, who's the truth. This is what we want to figure out today. One second, once before Reb Shlomo, Reb Reuven added this and 3-4 times. The daf can listen because you don't want to mix the people. I want to finish the idea, and then you can ask.
Don't make that difference because
Yes, she doesn't be alone. Yeah, but she has to agree to get married. Okay, you can say that he held. Let's say like this: the Divrei Cheskel is easier. When you make a polarization, you make the machloekes much more opposite. It makes clear machloekes. But it's not muchach. The window's still open. But we're going to try Bezrat Hashem maybe today. The Moichiach, what's found in Tosfos. Okay? Let's see. Yes. Good. Yeah, the Rambam Rif that says Kesef Mamesh.
I agree with you if you take this alone, you can have 3 possibilities. This way, that this way.
Right.
But he has a Rambam, and the Rambam
And Rif, and the Goinim, yes. He pushes Tosfos with that way. Because he says the maskon is Kesef silver, not only Avamina, and Shve Kesef, it's like Kesef because I can get to it. But that's okay with me. But you don't have to say that the Ramban and Rashbo argue with that. They can hold the same. But the Rashbo himself and Avidalet said not so. We definitely have Machlokes Rambam and Rif against the Rashbo and Avidalet. The question is, that's what they hold here or not. And what they hold. I can learn a Tosfos learns like the Rashbo that Kesef means market value. And Shve Kesef, I won't misvora, I need a posuk because it's a ticha. So although she agreed to get married, she didn't agree to ticha. She need a posuk that agreement works. But it's really market value. It's no raya, at least one second. We brought last week a raya. What was the raya we brought last week? Tosfos says, yes, you want to ask a question, Rabbi? Rabbi Gavriel. Not mashma in the Ritva and the Rashbo that Kesef is market value rather than intrinsic. Let's see. Show me the language. Let's open the Ritva. Let's open one second and show everyone what you want to prove. The daf come because we jumped on the Rashbo inside. And this is this opportunity with your question to read it inside. What do you want to say? Yeah, I'm looking on. 1 second. Where's the first Ritva in the sheet? Which page is it? Aleph in the top. Okay. But Kesef b'sham medinu shadinu medinu dolav lo b'sinim in the pruto do b'Kesef kro b'Kesef that b'kro Kesef ksiv. Says silver. B'sir b'silel the lav Kesef mamash in a mamon. Right. By the way, this will deceive you because the same Ritva that's only in a half. I mean. The same Ritva right away asked after that. I don't know. I know the Shve Kesef. Since I see by Evedin the posuk, and I know Shve Kesef. Let's see if it's printed this Ritva here. What? Right? It's right. He says it's so real to say that next Ritva is going to be Shammai. Not leave it emes. You could say the Ritva also speaks about the same Ritva Daf Yudale. Alibin v'Shamai. Medino v'Dino b'Sidon v'Produkshon v'Pruto b'Gmon Forest v'Mikapligi. And then he goes v'Kashu l'Rabon Kamoi Mechli Kirush Kesef Minolon Mechsi Kiikach. It says Kesef Minol Mikshve Kesef Minolon. He's only going to B'Shamai. He starts with B'Shamai. That's a sugya there, but he follows B'Sidon there too. He says B'Kesef B'Shamai Medino Shon B'Sidon v'Produkshon v'Pruto. Well, my plige. The Beis Hillel Pruto, but not the Beis Shammai. The Kashu LeRabbanon, they're only going to the Beis Shammai, the Beis Hillel, it's not mashma. So his mashma was only in Havamina. But according to the Maskono, somehow, he says, what does he say there? You pointed to the Ritva, that the Ritva says, according to Beis Shammai, Kesef of the Torah means silver. According to Beis Hillel, Kesef doesn't mean silver, it means value, mammon. So the Ritva holds Kesef is mammon. Value, very good. That follows who? The Rashba, David Aleph. That's a great, we have a great raya to the Divrei Cheskel. That's what I said. The Divrei Cheskel gained that the same Rashba that talks the same thing. Rashba Ritva here, and David Aleph, the Rashba holds that the Kesef means value. Kesef matbea yoitze, market value. So if it's Rashba, Ritva. But yes, it's better. But in Toises there's no raya. Toises could be like the Rambam Riv, or could be like the and himself as a subject in the Maskana. But I'm saying even in the Havamina there's no raya. The svar of Gilu is not into the end. The svar of the Pnei Yeshua, that's a Gilu, it's only according to the second answer, not the first answer. But that's a separate inyan. Okay, that's a different, but it's not our subject here. Our subject is what's the Havamin of Toises that Shvei Kesef was not because it needed apostle. So he wants to say because Kesef is silver, it's intrinsic value. We say no, it could be market value, but Shvei Kesef needed apostle because it's a tircha. And the fact that she agrees doesn't make it that it's less charib that you can pay for it. I need a posuk for that. This is another way to learn. It's not sharp. No, not only that we see many dealing. We see in Maseches Metzia what's called money, what's called fruits. By fruits, if I lend you fruits, you give back me the same amount of fruit as ribis, midrabanon. If I lend you money, you'll have to give me back money. If I lend you 100 kesef, you can bring me 100 kesef. But if I lend you 100 fruits, you cannot bring me back 100 fruits. Now, if kesef is silver is kesef, so you cannot bring me back with gold. The same value of kesef. You're not bringing gold. So then you give me, I lend you kesef, you give me my fruits. If I lend you fruits, you understand? There's dinim in masoma in ribis. That's the subject there. Or it goes up and down. Okay. So there's a certain that's called kesef is sharp. That's called shvek. That's called pegos. It's not sharp. It's a different name even. It's not sharp. So who says it's a different name? It's fruits. It's pegos. And in dinei son ribis etc. is out of the picture. It's not kesef. So therefore, who says in the Gzeras HaKosov of Mekadosh Bekesef, a woman Bekesef, who said that Shvei Kesef, even though Kesef means market value, who says that Shvei Kesef, which is not Charif, and it's not Kesef, it's Pegois, you can Mekadosh with it. It's Pegois, not Kesef, not Charif. You're in a postuk for that. So very easy, you can learn Toises like this. It's not Muchach to learn like the Birkas, like the Divrei Cheskel, that the Havamina was intrinsic value. But Divrei Cheskel proves that according to the maskana of Toises, you have to say intrinsic value. So we may live Toises and Havamina for intrinsic value. Shaila maskana they change. No, they say maskana also intrinsic value. In the language of Tosfot, if you look, this we brought last week, but now it's easier to understand what I said last week. Toises used the language that shalotiteloi, don't mistaken to say. So we brought last week. There's a dichilu between mistake and Havamina maskana. Rabbi Dero, he learned in the Ashby Yeshiva over 50 years, man. I think so, right? Around about or more. But yeah, I know. Yoivel, you definitely know the difference between Havamina maskono and Tos, right? Havamina maskono means Havamina still exists. The maskono is something strong as svara or an Havamina, right? Right? The whole. Shagasari is built on Havamina maskona and Kivega, right? The Gemara didn't doiche the Havamina. The Gemara agreed, just they said different factor. That's normally Havamina maskona. Toises use only language. Let's see the Toises question. Toises language. Toises says here's Shloima. I read in the second line of Toises Pruto. Mishum Tana can Kesef Rosh Beis Kesef. Din B'Shamai Pruto Beis Hillel. He says when Beis Hillel say Pruto, they didn't talk about what type of material we talking about. What is kesef? Silver or money? We talked about the amount. The amount. Beis Shammai say you need dinar, a big amount, and Beis Hillel say you need a small amount. You take a dinar. There was only dinar silver in those days. In time of the, do I need to give the whole dinar? Like 192 of it, a part of it. 192. The Chazon says 192 of it. The rest will be mine. Or we trade with something less than that. Okay? And that is a matona for Kiddushin. What? Tosfot. I read the Tosfot, second line of Tosfot. מה אתה רוצה לומר, מוישה? No, it's two parts. How much? Quantity, quantum. How much? Quantity. And then afterwards, in order should not mistaken. Kesef dafka v'lo shve kesef. Kediyot gives the evidence of kesef. Before the kesef, don't make a mistake, only kesef. Rather than it's a mistake, and shve kesef is like kesef. One second, limud. But the question is, why does it use the language, don't make a mistake? It says, don't make a mistake, only kesef. It says kesef, it's a mistake. Don't make a mistake, it's a mistake. Really, shve kesef is the same. Now, let's go over the two options, or the three options. We on the table, we brought down, we have the option of a Divrei Cheskel, the way he learns Tosfos, and we have the other two options. Let's exercise them, Mr. Hashem. Think about them. Let's spell it out. According to the Divrei Cheskel, why is it a mistake to say only kesef, not shvei kesef? Because kesef means intrinsic value, means silver, material silver, because it's shiny as intrinsic value. So because kesef as chashivus ba'atzmusoi, I would think only kesef, not shvei kesef. Such a thought is a mistake or not a mistake? No, what the Divrei Cheskel says? It stays. Really, kesef means intrinsic value. How do I know shvei kesef? You're right, it stays. I know shvei kesef because shvei kesef can lead you to kesef. And he has a ksat raya from Tosfos and his mochiach from the Rosh. This is the true pshat in Tosfos. I say that's a pshat. It's not a mistake. It's a true understanding. You didn't change what is kesef dafka. Look at the language. Shalit olema kesef dafka. Don't mistake different dafka and shvei kesef. Not true. Kesef dafka. And what about shvei kesef is out? No, it is in, because I can lead to it. And I learned from Evidin Ezekiel, it can lead to it. But it's not a mistake. The mistake is not loy shvei kesef, and not a mistake in kesef dafka. Kesef dafka didn't change. The small kesef dafka didn't change. It stays. Yes. So don't say the word tite. Say avamina. Shelo elecha avamina. Kamash v'lo even shvei kesef. Shelo toima. Why say shelo tite? Loshon tos means as a mistake. What you understood is wrong. Very good. If you don't say like the Divrei Cheskel, that the avamina was, or could be now could be up two options. The avamina is kesef is intrinsic value, shvei kesef is out. Kamash v'lon, that shvei kesef is not intrinsic value. Shvei kesef, it's market value, and that's why shvei kesef can kesef. If so, why need a pasuk? Because since I see them every day, the pasuk must be I need a pasuk because it's less charif, and I need to learn from there. Even though it's less charif, shvei kesef can kesef. That's why I learned Tosfos. So it's a mistake. When should I agree to the Divrei Cheskel Avamina? But the maskana has to be tos. One option. So the tos is in the kesef, an understanding of kesef. Understand? Or let's say another option. If kesef means market value, If kesef means market value, and I would say only kesef davka, lo kesef because kesef is charif. And shve kesef is peiros, is not charif. So therefore I won't know shve kesef kesef. Kamash malon. That shve kesef, although it's not charif, shve kesef kesef. Why? One second. So really what changed is not the kesef. What changed is the shve kesef. That although shve kesef is not charif, but has a market value, so therefore shve kesef kesef. So the mistake is not meduyok. ולפי שואלים תלוי מה כסף דווקא ולא שווה כסף, מפורש שווה כסף. So the mistake was kesef davka and meforish shve kesef also. Why not? Today everybody marries a girl with a ring. Not everybody has a ring. No. When you get married, you get a ring. When you marry, you get kesef. Everybody has kesef. They want paper, stars. Kesef. She wants kesef. They have to do kesef. Otherwise, no matter. You do what you in your head. You have to do what she wants. What the Torah allows you. Okay. Okay. So again, if we say the avamin is intrinsic and the maskona is value, so then the lashon tos is very easy. If the avamin is value and shve kesef is not charif and maskona is that shve kesef is kekesef, although it's not charif, so then it's not a toast in the kesef, it's toast in the shve kesef. Right? That although, or it's not even toast, it says although it's not charif, still works. Or no. Or fourth option. It's not toast. The fourth option is that really kesef means values. That's kesef means. And shve kesef is not sharp, so it doesn't work. But the Torah told you, although it's not charif, you have another avenue. Shve kesef works too. Again, when we read Rashi Daf Yud Aleph, open Rashi Daf Yud Aleph, please. Rashi Daf Yud Aleph, this is what we spoke last week. Rashi Daf Yud Aleph says, I read in the last two lines in Rashi Daf Yud Aleph, Beklolahu. So Rashi says, Shekesef shekosu b'Torah, kesef is written in the Torah, dafka kesef, ksiv, it says specifically kesef, or shovyo, or the value of the kesef. What does that mean? That the shve kesef is not another avenue. Shve kesef is kesef because it's the value of the kesef. Shovyo, shovyo, shovyo. Shovyo is a shovi of the kesef. Which means that really the Torah wants sharp money. But when the woman doesn't care about the tircha, I can see as if they're not sharp money, I see sharp money here because that's the value of it, and she said, I will get it. Through this, I will get it. I can get it. So really what makes the marriage is only kesef. And the shovyo is the value can lead you, the same so we said, intrinsic value and shvekes can lead you to intrinsic value. Well, that's what we say. No, kesef is a market value, but it's sharp. And shvekesef, you know why it's good? Because it's the value of kesef can lead you to the sharp money. But not that unsharp money is also good. That's another avenue. There's two ways to learn. You understand? Follow the better. Again.
You mean the shabbat kesef comes like kesef?
Yes. If I say kesef silver means market value, right? That's what kesef means, market value. Now I say shve kesef is not sharp, right? So now I can learn two ways. When the Gemara says, or the Pasuk says, shve kesef, I have two ways to learn what is shve kesef. Is it the Torah have another avenue? I don't need only sharp. I can add even. I don't need market value of sharp. It be market value of not sharp. Capish? That's one option. Or no, I need sharp, but the shveh kesef, which is value, since she agrees they receive it, right? So then can lead shveh kesef. It's like shveh kesef money and money. It's the unsharp money can lead you to sharp money. She can sell it. It's a ticha. You can sell it. So really, when the Torah is mechadesh that shveh kesef from the zikim and evedivri, we didn't say I don't need sharp money. I need sharp money, and our sharp money I can see the sharp money in it because you can sell it. But really, I only need shover. But really, so that's what it means. Toes. Don't make a mistake. Only kesef, only sharp, and shveh kesef is not sharp. Kamashver on what? That shveh kesef. It's another avenue. I don't need sharp. Even shveh kesef is okay. Instead of saying shveh kesef will bring me to sharp, and I see the sharp in shveh kesef, right? He said the toast is don't say you need sharp. If you say you need sharp, so shveh kesef is not sharp, and the only way to make it sharp is because I can see in it since you can sell it, so I can see the sharp in it because I can get to sharp. He said the Tosfos says don't say that. It's a mistake. Don't make a mistake that kesef means sharp money and shveh kesef is not sharp, is out of the picture. No, he's saying shveh kesef because I don't need sharp, even not sharp money, not because I need it and I have it, even not sharp money works. That's a mistake. So you're changing the definition of kesef. I told you two options. Forget we have the option on the side, which we're not talking about, that kesef means intrinsic value. That's out. We talk about now, kesef means market value, sharp. Shveh kesef is not sharp, is out of the picture. So now I can say two options. You're mistaken. I don't need sharp money. Even not sharp money is good. That's a mistake. We're changing the premise out of shveh kesef. We're changing kesef. I don't need sharp money, even shveh kesef, because I don't need sharp money. I need value, market value. So in that sense, the tone says on the sharp. Rather than I can learn Tosfos. When I start Tosfos, I say, hey, I see from Tosfos against. No, I can another way. If I would say, I need sharp money, but value of money can lead me to sharp money. Because I can sell it if I'm asking, right? So therefore, what I see sharp money in here. So the premise of sharp stays. Zahav Amina. We change that the shveh kesef can see. I can see to it sharp money. So then we'll be having maskana. And if I say tos, I would say means I need sharp money, and therefore shveh kesef is not sharp. There's a mistake. No, I don't need sharp money. That's what shveh kesef is in. So I can learn the milah tos once again. So I want to summarize. The word ta'ut means we changed. It's a mistake. So now we say we have an open school. Definitely two options, and we eliminate the third option of the Divrei Cheskel. The Divrei Cheskel learns the Havamina was I need intrinsic value, and the Maskana is I need intrinsic value, but shveh kesef would lead me to intrinsic value. So I said it's not a mistake. You're just saying in the shveh kesef shop that I have intrinsic value in it because I can get to it. So the change is in the shveh kesef, not in the definition of kesef. So don't take a mistake. What is kesef daf? That's my kash against the Divrei Cheskel. But now I say, what is the other two options? I have two options on the Tosfos, and I want to eliminate one. I say the one shot is true. Really, the Avaminav is that kesef means market value. Shaviyot, market value, and it's charif. Silver is the most sharp. It's called kesef. Shveh kesef is pego. It's not charif. So kesef dal cannot shveh kesef. Kamash malan, you're making a mistake. Kesef doesn't mean because of the sharpness. It means because market value. And the sharpness you erase. That's right. Shveh kesef goes in. And I learned from Evedivi that idea. So I redefine what kesef means in the Shabbos. Capish? So that the toes can fit in. It's a mistake. Yes, the mistake is you need chorif. The maskon is I don't need kesef chorif. I need kesef shuk, shovi shuk. Yes, good.
I have the places too.
Yes. Yes.
The svoro should have kesef.
Yes.
And I have a svoro like the Ritbo and the Soda Rajbo and then the Ramban svoro daikon.
Yes.
Daikon. So we can this is where people how you learn that's very good. Like you don't have to get the daikon.
Right.
Now I mean is
I agree.
Get the that. Hey, that's how the cash is the Yeshua. That's how the
Yeah, I agree. Okay, good. Yes. But what was the mistake? I'm asking. That's Tosas too, but mistake. What's the mistake and what is after the mistake? Not Avamina. The thought idea, no. What's the mistake and what is straight? Mistake and straight, we'll call it, okay? Is what? Yes. And the straight is, and the straight way is, good, and the straight way is?
And Shovet Kesef is Chorif himself.
How is that Chorif? You can't change the Metzias. I don't need Chorif. That's what Shkoyach. You got what I got. That's what I said. You're not saying anything. You say what I said. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes. That is not what we're talking about now. Now, right. The third option is Avna Maskona. Ava means Kesef means market value. Sorry, intrinsic value, and that's the mistake. And the emes is Kesef is not intrinsic value. Kesef is market value. So it could be two opposition, having a mistake and straight, or which means the mistake is Kesef intrinsic value. The straight way is market value. Another option, the mistake is Kesef is market value, but Charif. And the straight way is market value, not Charif. But not like the Divrei Cheskel that says the mistake is intrinsic value, and the maskon is I need intrinsic value, but Kesef would lead you to intrinsic value. So that's not a mistake. It's you just changing the premise of the Shabbat Kesef, not changing the Kesef. That's why it doesn't fit in Toysis. You understand? That's what I want to say. It can be both. Right. And the man and the yes, right. Other Rabbi, what you just mentioned, I want to relate to what Rabbi Yoshua said. Very important point. If you ask me after learning the sugya 20 times, Baruch Hashem, I don't know how many times we learned it in yeshiva already, 4 times, I don't know. Before in the yeshiva, at least 6 or 7 times, Baruch Hashem. In Iyun, we learned the yeshivas. So if you ask me, I would think what you said, Rabbi Yeshua said now, I think it's a very strong svara. Because what makes Kesef value, called Kesef not Peiros, is that Kesef, that's a whole sugi of Metzia, of Perikazov. There's no fluctuation. Fluctuation is only in Peiros, not in money. The whole sugi of Azov, if somebody learns the 4th chapter, the whole 4th chapter is that when you have a fluctuation of price of market, it's only in payroll, not in money. Money is always the same. Money is the core. You value everything around money, right? So money is intrinsic value or market value? Intrinsic. That's a simple song. The Rambam Riv and Toises, I rather put most Rishonim Rosh, they put in the say that it's really intrinsic value and it stays almost intrinsic value. And that's a simple way of learning the Shas.
Now what?
If you learn Masechet Metzia, 4th chapter, the whole 4th chapter is built on one Yesoid. What is the Yesoid there? That when you have a fluctuation of prices, which has to do with ribis, problems of ribis, it's only on fruits. vegetables, fruits, grains, kita, sora, wine. So if I borrow one way, I give you another way, so I'm going to price the problem of ribis. But what? If it's money, if it's the wrong money, we call it fruits, the fluctuation. But on Kesef, the Gemara, the whole Gemara on Kesef, the Gemara says silver is the true value. Anything around that goes, everything is around silver. And sure, there's no such thing about fluctuation of a value of silver. Time of year, demand and supply and demand. But Kesef, in the Gemara's time, this is needs to understand. We learn Maseches. It's very hard to understand because today the whole cuts of money change. And today they have the whole, we have crypto money, virtual money, and they understood that nothing really means anything, only value of people makes value. And in those days, they valued Kesef, only Kesef. That was no fluctuation. Today, they value anything, and anything becomes Kesef. There's bursas of, there's stock markets of vegetables, of futures, of flying to the moon. I don't know, there's so many things. Everything becomes trading, and everything is, and what they trade is really the most important thing today is dollars. How much per dollar? It's the strongest money in the world. So everything, so dollar became the real money at Kedekach. Even though it's all they want to say, there's no ibis. What? That is to move, that it moves around. Yeah, the value intrinsic, yes. But there is a change in the price in gold and silver. Even in silver. Today silver is very cheap. It means there's a fluctuation in price in silver. Okay. Akoponim, the simple pshat is like the Rambam read from Toises, and what you mentioned, I think is true. Akoponim, let's continue on. What does the Divrei Cheskel says? So we saw the way he explains Toises. We said other options, and we prove from Toises the choiro against the Divrei Cheskel. So let's see now inside. So we said one option intrinsic, and the maskon is intrinsic too, but just Shavei Kesef can lead you to it. That's the Divrei Cheskel. Second pshat is value and sharp and Shavei Kesef is not sharp and Michalesh that you make a mistake. I don't need sharp, and that's why Shavei Kesef. Or I need sharp, and Shavei Kesef would lead you to sharp. Me, Yitzchak Goldstein. Big Kiddushin, but I'm saying in the options, when you stop over and says, okay, let's go, we want to think ourselves, all those options exist. He's just open for us the ideas, but all the options exist. We have to decide what is the true pshat and toises. And you're showing me. Who, the first option? Which one? Which one? You need sharp. And Shavei Kesef is what? And what? Yeah, we learned from in Ezekiel Nevi, I don't need sharp, yes.
Because
Just market value. What? Yeah, but we said that doesn't make Kesef. That was the kasha of the Pnei Yehoshua. And that's his kasha too. Shvek pochel mishro bepruto, das doesn't make it pruto. So you can't say that that intervenes what makes it Kesef.
that's not necessarily true because you.
So that Ad Kedei Kach Davim says that the das means they don't have mechor. You don't need das. Actually, it's doing a mechor. Kind of. It's a trick, right? Kind of. That's why I said instead of polarize the game, intrinsic value and market value, I said in market value, there's two types too. And I can have two options. I need Harif and Shavei Kesef would lead you to Harif, or I don't need Harif, and that's why Shavei Kesef works. Two options. And I said from the language of tones, I only have two options. Don't learn intrinsic value, rather learn market value, or don't learn market value Harif, learn market value, not Harif. That's the mistake will be. Two options. But to say you need intrinsic value and Shavei Kesef would lead to intrinsic value, so there's no mistake in the Harif and intrinsic value. You still need intrinsic value. And also the same way to say you need market value and Shavei Kesef is Harif and Kesef is Harif is sharp and Shavei Kesef would lead you to Harif. If you get a Harif, that's also out. Those two options are out. We have four options at Toises, only two can stay. To say in Tosfos that was you need intrinsic value, and the maskona is Shvei Kesef can lead you to intrinsic, that out, because not a mistake, is in maskona. Same thing is, if you need market value in sharp, and the maskona is Shvei Kesef can lead you to sharp, is also out. So there's no mistake in the Kesef, it's only in the Shvei Kesef. The other two option is, the Ava means you need intrinsic value, maskona you need market value, or the Ava mean is you need Charif market value, maskona I don't need Charif market value to get it. That's only two options can be in the language of Torahs. So, correct. No, I made a mistake in my words. I did a mistake. Right. And I say I have it. You're right. I should say mistake and strength. My mistake. Good. Tosfot. Shalonita lo imaken. Okay. Good. This is my Torah years ago. I said. Good. So now, let's continue on in the Divrei Cheskel. Yeah, that's right.
Take the woman's dust out because the Mishnah says about Easter, you can't cut her out of
I didn't cut it out, but it's not the factor what makes Shrekes and Kesef.
that yet being right, but that's just cut out of what the Kesef and stuff.
The what?
The Hadass is not one of the factors that make the equal.
Okay, let's see right now. That's what the Divrei Cheskel wants to prove. Yeshua and Divrei Cheskel both prove that it's not. Let's see. V'apnei Yoshua, not much time. V'apnei Yoshua nire shetofas kedivreihem derotzen ha'isha mashu lekesef kekesef. And Yeshua learned Pshat Merashbo in the Ritva is not I need market value. Is you know why Shvei Kesef Kesef? Not because Kesef means market value, Shvei Kesef is also market value. No. Kesef means Kesef. And Shvei Kesef because I want it, so that's why Shvei Kesef. The one thing makes it Shvei Kesef. He says, it's not, so the Peninsula had a wonder, that's why he had a wonder. I'll die Tom on this. That's good if you should put her here. The kiblo, but kitchen de shliach ma'ikele meima shemekad shliach or balayla. So now the middle answered it that she sent a shliach. She thought with the normal way of women, das of women. But he understood an active das. So where's the active das? Right. So that's why the Shua says I don't need active. I don't need. It's not the das what makes the kesef. Shvei kesef is intrinsic, something inside of it. Yeah, his raya is not a strong raya.
He makes a difference in das.
What? Yes.
That's committed.
No, but das can say I don't care. I'm moichel it. I'm moichel that charifus. Mechila. He says, "Oinam yef shalom akem divrayim." It's not possible to say pshat Ramban like that. The mayoil daito imashvekes like a kesef. How can her das mechila work something which is not money to money? V'arezet toim. It is a similar misvora to the Rambam to the Ram. Tafches. The lomatzo midushoy b'rom shabuto le'atzoy toras kesef. A woman cannot say unless the daya puto, I'm moichel and it's for me it's money. It's kesef, it's puto. It's not puto. You cannot make not puto to puto.
That's not the beginning of what she wants.
So how come her das, her agreement, will make shvei kesef, which is not kesef, to kesef? Ela must be aika k'mosh kasavno. That the Ramban and Rashbo and Ritva and Ram learn that shvei kesef and kesef is intrinsic, something inside, which means we svara, not because of her das. And what is it? Because kesef means market value, and shvei kesef is also market value. It's charif, and Jay is not charif. Then you can say her das says I don't care about charif, or you can say no, the Torah says the same. I don't care about charif, and her das just means I don't have mechor, two options in them.
Because it's so big.
What? So big. So that's what we need that. Okay. Good.
So
I don't. It's not clear, right? It's not clear. Two options, not clear. I say they do. They did. Only kesef, not shvei kesef. Why? Instead of saying Kesef silver, they say it's not Harif. It's including what they say. That's the cash.
You don't know why.
They didn't spell it out. They didn't spell out even. They didn't spell out Kesef silver too. The ayin of the miluim, the royal sapik. Now he has a sapik in toises, which we remove this sapik from the language toes. The royal sapik and that's a toises. There's proper to have a doubt in toises. After we learn to cut the toises from Evedivi and Nezikim or both. That's because the Kesef. Now he has a sapik where toises learns the maskona. The maskona is really silver means market value. I'm reading 2, 4, 6, 7 lines on the bottom, on the right column, or on the new print of Rabbi Yomin. Is it shvekes mitzat shovyon? Really kesef because of its value? The goli kro in the verse is megale. The ach shivuyo, this value, the shvekes in kemo kesef. Shivuyo is like a kesef. When Nimtza comes out, the leposa del mikro, after we learn from a verse, leiken afkenus v'nates v'rambam, who's a kinyan shvekes. He says maybe the havamina was intrinsic value. The maskona is no, it's market value. And that's why there's no difference between Toys and Ramban. The Machloek is the Ramban and Toys only the havamina. But after Toys is saying, so we have a limud from Evidim and Nezikim. Shve Kesef is the same because Kesef means market value. But Shve Kesef and Kesef is the same. Or another sign. The Kodesh Shve Kesef, the Moil Mitam, the Choshev Kesef, the essence of Kesef, of Shve Kesef, why it works? Because I can sell it and get the Kesef. I can sell the value of Kesef, and get for exchange of it, Kesef, silver. That's why I can see the silver in the Shobek Kesef, because I can lead me by selling it to silver itself. So let's summarize what's the suffix of the Divrei Cheskel. There's a suffix. Once he explained that why according to Toysus I need a posuk for Shvei Kesef. Why do I need a pasuk for the value of money like money? Why do I need a pasuk for it? Why don't I know from a svara? Because kesef means intrinsic value. So shvei kesef doesn't have the intrinsic value. I need a pasuk for it. But once I have the pasuk, what the pasuk tells me, he made a mistake, and it's not intrinsic value, rather is market value. There's no difference between Rabban and Rashba and Toises. Oh no, kesef means intrinsic value, but shvei kesef works because it can lead you to it. It's just a ticket to find somebody to buy it. But the Torah says, I don't care about the ticha, I don't care about the charifus, and shvekes can lead you, and it's okay. Shvekes can get sent from a pasuk from limud of Evidim and Nezikim.
You said, Jimmy, that's what was following the line of the Tosafos and Havamina and Maskana.
Yes, he wants to know. He wants to. Correct. That's his goal. How Tosh is learning. Yes, that's his goal. And now he's moichiach. He wants a proof. So we did this first part, the proof of the Rosh this morning, and I said by heart the opposite side. And we read it inside. He says on one and down the opposite side. And then we talk about two different things. We have time, but Meiser Sheni, where the Torah speaks about Shvei Kesef. In Meiser Sheni, I only can have Kesef Shesh Botzur, and Shvei Kesef doesn't work. Yes. Why don't we learn from Meiser Sheni? I only need Kesef. Only Kesef would shape and not value of Kesef. We learning from Evidivri and Ezekiel. Kesef. Learn from Meiser Sheni. I need only Kesef of Tzura. Yeah. What you say?
The top one says that why you relate you going to the Maseches for why you're going over there.
Yeah, but we learn from Inyanim, from subjects.
But that's totally in the spore that you can learn one from the other. You said you can learn one from the other.
Good. So he's going to explain the chiluk. Okay, he makes a chiluk. Why we cannot learn from Meiser Sheni.
On the coin of its proof of value with a stamp on it.
Correct. With suho, yes. With a shape. I wouldn't say a stamp, with a shape. Yes. That's his, what he explains it. But it gets clear the picture. What is Kesef of Kiddushin and Nezikim and Evidivri and Kinyonim and other Kesefs. Now, this piece is very important. the raya that it brings down, because it opens that people don't make a mistake. If you learn Maseches B'Metzia, in the laws of Kesef and Peiros, in the laws of Ribis, the Gemara stated a statement by Rove. Omar Rove, Malihen, Malidmen, Malidmen, Malihen. You heard my words? Malihen, what's the word Mali? What do I care? What do I care, them or their money? Or what do I care about their money or them? So in many places, the Gemara used the language, what do I care? Them or them. Here we do care. And why? Okay? Let's see. A little bit, he says, it looks like I can prove a little bit from the Mimasha Kosua Toisves, from the words of Toisves, what really Toisves holds. This and the Raya from the Rosh. So what I spoken on now is, I thought I'm talking really base, but I didn't finish Aleph. Okay, he brings the Raya from in Toisves itself, what the whole except Raya, and then he brings the Muchach Raya, he holds Muchach from the Rosh, what Rosh is the same group of Toisves, what they hold. So let's see what he says. The K'tzas Nir Lo Yichiach, a little bit looks to be proven. In Mashakosra Toisves, what Toisves wrote, the Lochi Tzichet Reikoyu, why I need two verses by Bediv in Ezekim, the Shve Kesef is Kesef, the Leikel Emeila Bediv in Ezekim. Toisves says, I need two verses. One is Nezikim, the Shve Kesef, and also Bediv. And since both of them are needed for themselves, so they're needed, they're not extra. If you have two verses, same thing, they're not melamdim. But if each one is needed for itself, they can teach Kiddushin and Erchin and whatever anywhere else in the Shas, in Kinyonim. So he says, if the Torah wrote only in Ezekim, I wouldn't know Evedivi. That's why the Torah has no Evedivi. Why? Avamin, I would say, Eved is slave. Human Ezekim, if I learn Eved from Ezekim, because the Torah only wrote in Ezekim, I'll have a problem. The Torah has to write Eved too. Because I only have Nezikim, I won't know Eved. Why? I would say, Dumin and Nezikim, a slave is like damage. If I buy a slave with land, Lipoi Meita, I need Meita. And I know it's not true. That's what the Torah has to say. I don't need Meita. Comes the Divrei Chesky says, wait a second. You're mixing boxes. Apparently, Dina the Meita, the Dina the Shvei Kesef, Shnei Dinim Nifrodim. The concept, the din of Meita and Shvei Kesef, are two different dinim. One is din and karka to be this guy. One is value of money like much two different din. Why if I learn Shvei Kesef Kesef one din from the Zikim, I will impose on Evedivi another din. Two different dinim. That's a special. 1 second. And I'm explaining you a svara satoma. Listen carefully. I'm explaining you. I'm lighting to what he says. Giving light to him. When I damage something, I didn't ask him. He's reading Tosfot. He's explaining Tosfot. Yes, he's going to prove from Tosfos that Tosfos learned one of the ways that he brought down. Now, Tosfos says, we'll read only Nezikim. I would think of a Divri will need to have Meitav. So wait a minute, two different dini. I want to learn the law of Shvekas Kesef. That I learn from Nezikim. You want to impose me another private law in Nezikim to Evedivi? There's a private law. Why it's a private law? Because damage, I didn't ask you. I damaged without permission, intentionally, unintentionally, shoygeg, mezid, but without permission. I went and damage you. So therefore, the Torah says, pay well, pay with sharp, with meitav. But who says when I want to buy a divri or sell it, or who says that we have the same dinim? It's a private din by Nezikim. So if I want to learn the Shvekes from Nezikim, Evan wants to learn from Nezikim, Shvekes, I only learned that din. Don't impose me on the dinim of Nezikim. It's a private din in Nezikim. What's the connection? Shnei dinim nifrodim ben. V'amai tolu Tosfos, why the Tosfos is dependent one on another. The nel of Nezikim, the Shvekes and nel of Garle Meita. Why you have to, what both, you have to learn one, you must learn both. V'alo afle basa, I'll prove you that the two different dinim. V'alo afle basa, if you don't say so, even after I learn Evedivi, even now that the verse says now that the pasuk says that Shvei Kesef works by Evedivi. let's learn from the Zikim they need Meitav. Of course, it's a combined law. Must be known. And don't say, you know, you're right, really you should move around also Meitav. There's not one law. But the reason not is because otherwise I need a posuk. The posuk by Rabbi wants to tell me not Meitav. He says, okay, so you have a posuk not Meitav by Rabbi, but all the other kinyonim that learn from the Zikim should need Meitav. Still, he says, the alma ne'elav riboy Meitav lekinyan. Therefore, we have to say Meitav is this private law in the 24 verse Zikim, which is a Gzera Shov between Tachal Sin Shalom Kesef, that all of them have Kesef, all those 24 hours Zikim, Gzera Shov. Can you explain the Dafchet? Therefore, the Lord Beshar Duch than anyone else. In Ken, the question comes back. Why Taisa says if I learn Evediv from the Zikim, I transfer not only Evediv, not only Shvei Kesef, I also transfer the law of Meitav. Meitav is a private law. He answers, by definition, the main intention is like this. The leisel meila avdina de shvekesem and ezikim ela b'meitav. Aval ziburis ena bechal shekeze kesef. V'loi mitam de liboi meitav bevedivi. De'yeh efshar liknos beziburis. V'aynu taima de ziburis lo yichoshev kekesef. De'ikoro de shvekesem mitam shesh mamayla sa kesef. Adei shechoy lemochev lekabel kesef avur. Mishumachi leisel meila ela meitav de kofitz alinches vino ziburis. He's saying very simple. If you learn Pshat and Toisa, the pants, he says. This is a raya. If Toisa says, if I would write only in the Zikim, and I want to learn the Vedivri from the Zikim, and therefore I have to transfer not only Shvei Kesef, I have to transfer only also Meitav, that's a proof. How do you perceive the concept of Kesef? What is Kesef? Kesef means market value or means intrinsic value. He says, if Kesef means intrinsic value, so then I understand. The only way Shvei Kesef works, because Shvei Kesef can lead you to intrinsic value. You can sell it, get intrinsic value. So that's only Meitav, which is easy. I learned from Meitav that when Shvei Kesef get Kesef by Nezikim, only something which is lead you to Meitav, lead you to the intrinsic value of Kesef. But it's Meitav, easy to sell. It's sharp. Meitav means sharp. But anything which is hard to lead you to the thing itself, I don't know. So, which means if Toisas combines Meitav together with Shvei Kesef, then what I learned Evidim and Ezeki must be that he learned Kesef means intrinsic value. So the only way Shvei Kesef works because it leads you to intrinsic value. That's only Yiddish, not Ziburis. So also by Evidivri, only easy, only silver, which is easy and not Shvei Kesef. 1 second. But if you learn Kesef means what? Market value. So must be Meitav as a separate din. It's a private din in the Ziki. So when I learn I only learn this private din of Shekes Kesef, not this. I only learn this din of Shekes. I don't learn this other addition law, which is a private law of Meitav. But if I learn Sheva Kesef means intrinsic value, and Sheva Kesef, of course, it leads you to that intrinsic value. So I need. So then Meitav, it's an understanding. I need to give an easy way to get to the intrinsic value, but I don't pay Kesef. But if I learn Kesef means market value, so Meitav is not part of the deal. And if Toisas combined Meitav by Evedivri from the Zikim, when I want to learn Shvei Kesef from Evedivri from the Zikim, he combined also Meitav, must be learned that Kesef means intrinsic value, and Shvei Kesef leads you to that. So therefore, there's a Hava to say, so therefore Meitav is part of the deal of Shvei Kesef, because it's easy to get to it. So in Mela, when Evedivri, when I want to learn from the Zikim, I would say you also need Meitav because it's easy to get to the intrinsic value of Kesef, by Shvei Kesef. This is the Ktsat Raya that he brings some Toises, that the Maskonas HaToises is like the Havamina, like the Rambam and the Rif. The Kesef means silver, intrinsic value. And Shvei Kesef leads you to that. And that was Havamina. If I learn Ezekiel, I'll have Meitav, because Meitav it's a definition how the Shvei Kesef can lead you to the easy way to lead you to the intrinsic value of Kesef, because it's easy to sell. But if Kesef means value of market, there's no Havamina that if I learn Shvei Kesef by Evediv from Nezikim, I'll need Meitav. It's a separate din. If you're damaged by force, you need Meitav. No, no, here. It's not part of the Svogas of Shvei Kesef.
It's not right.
It's a Ksat Raya. Why? Why is it Ksat Raya? He himself says later on, because maybe it's the same idea of in market value. That Kesef is sharp. Shvei Kesef is hard. I have to toreach. So you need Meitav to make it easy for Shvei Kesef to get to the sharp money. So the Havamina was, if I learn Evedim and Nezikim, that the same way by Nezikim, the Torah said only Kesef. Or if you pay Karka, you pay Meitav, then it's easy to get the Kesef. You need intrinsic values, lead you to it. The sharp. So also by Evedivri, when I learn Shvei Kesef, you need only Kesef, not Shvei Kesef, because it's not sharp. It's hard to lead you to that. So that's you really can learn, instead of saying intrinsic, and Shvei Kesef is, you can sell to get to the intrinsic value, it can be market value, but it's Charif and not Charif. And since Shvei Kesef is not Charif, I would learn from the Zikim that you need only Kesef, not Shvei Kesef, because not Charif, like Kaka is Charif, is Meitav. That's all. So really it's only Ksat Raya. And he says later on that he can say another option. It's only a Ksat Raya. But he's Moichiach from the Rosh that shot in the Rishonim in the Rosh, that's a shot. Here's what we want to say. Yes?
So, Meitav and Zibur is the same manner.
No.
Not the same.
Not the same.
The two things maybe it's the same. What is
So I explained to you. When you want to buy a house in Yitzchak or a house in Har Zion, joking, both cost $1.5 million, shekels, who knows what. Okay? But in Yitzchak I can get 500 square meters for it. In Har Zion I get 8 meters square. That's a true. And really a bed in a loft with 5 other guys in the room, Joey. So what do you rather? Would you rather there be an Har Zion? Why? Not because it's holy. It's easier to trade. You get less because that complements the hard to trade. But Afal Pikain, you get more here. So people go, what I want? I want more, or I want easy to trade. So it depends what I want, but Lemaise, Edis, for a long run is much better. If I want to live, I want to live with wide, where my kids have to run around. So I buy 500 square meters for $1.5 million in Meitzan. But if I'm not looking to run around my kids, I'd rather be next to the kotel that I'm seeking myself, and with the mikveh and Arzi and Kever David, and learning Torah in yeshiva with Talmidei Chachomim. I'd rather be with 20 meters for $1.5 million. Easy, better for me. But if you talk about what I want to trade, if I'm a Nadlan, I say Nadlan. I'm a real estate agent. Rather, I would look for property in Arzi, not there. It's hard to get rid of it.
Kesef. It says Kesef.
Yes.
Is that Meitav or not?
Zibur is not Meitav.
So there's Meitav.
Right. One second. So the only way I would say Evedivri. So why you need Meitav? Because it's hard to sell. So also by Evedivri, when I say Shvei Kesef, is I will need only Kesef, not Shvei Kesef, only Meitav, because it's hard to sell. Same small, hard to sell. Zibur is hard to sell. Same value, hard to sell. Also, a Shvei Kesef by Nezikim, I would say Meitav means you only give Kesef or you give land only Meitav because it needs to be easy to sell. And why Shvei Kesef? Because movable thing is easy to sell. Because in Mizdah Benoch, I can move it around. Land I cannot move it around. So it's much harder to sell Ziburis. So therefore I need Meitav there. That's what he said. What? Right. Giver double, yes. But there's no raya. What is the giver? He's saying there's 2 options. He himself says 2 options. Not muchakis. Okay. Our time is limited, but I do want to see in the middle of hay. A little bit more in the middle of hay, and maybe we'll succeed with Dal, and then we do Musashmas. Middle of Hey, he says, Ubesvorazu, second paragraph. Ubesvorazu Yisyashe Mashe Makshim. Oh, no. I didn't do base. No, I jump on the main. No, I'm sorry. Base, Halava, he did base, even no. Base is very important. Base. So I want to prove from what the Rosh B'tshuva brings down. Now, Rabbi Gabriel, I see none of you guys stay for the shir in the end. It's too complicated for them. I see most of the guys of the singles are not around. It's too complicated. Why is it too complicated? It's easy suki. It's not easy suki. It's not. What? No, even all the Americans guys, I don't see them either. All gone. Okay. Okay, good.
So
What?
telephone and computers call them away.
All right. Okay. In base, he says, it looks to me, I want to prove or the Rosh wrote in Tshuva. Should know. He wants the moichiach that the Rosh holds as intrinsic value. But this raya is very important, and understanding the concepts here. Very important raya. Very important. That's why I want to spend time on base. So my goal of my shir was not the first part. I added what I didn't say last week, but the base, a lot of the stuff I said last week. I added stuff that all the options, etc. But now I'm adding something new, all new different concepts. Not me, it's Divrei Cheskel. What's important to know. The Rosh says, the Amrina Begitin, the Gemara Gitin and Aine says, if somebody says to a woman, "Arei Zegid, that this is your bill of divorce," Almanan and order Shetitin leads Taliti, you give me my coat. Okay, let's get divorced. I'm giving you my divorce and condition, give me back my coat. Okay. The of the Itztalus is Talis got lost. She can't give it back. It's lost. Got destroyed. Who knows what? Can't get it. Lost in the streets. Going picked it up. It's gone. So he says, Dafka Koma. He said specifically, my coat and nothing else. Nothing complements that. Afal Gav, even though the Bekula Talmudim kind of Kesef. Even though in the whole Shas we know the law is value of Kesef is like Kesef. Shiny also the Tzulkam and the Rosh is not there. He wants to give her pain. He wants a divorce. When he said my coat, he wants to be Sefik because he wants to squeeze the limit. He has a fight with her. My condition, I'm standing my point because there's a fight there. So he wants to give her pain. But now we want to know in the Havamin. The Havamin of the Rosh was that when he says this is your divorce, you should give my coat. The Rosh understood that she can give a supplement money instead of the coat, or another coat, or money for it. Like we got ideas should be, without knowing that he's the Dafka, because he wants the Messiah, without that idea, I can give, he says, like, how do I know that I can give a supplement of the coat? How? Because we have a rule, the whole Shas is a Kaimalon, is established by us that Shvek Kesef Kesef, value of Kesef Kesef. What's going on? Goldstein, in other words, we mixing boxes. Value of money is like money, has nothing to do with value of an object. For example, if I need to pay you $100, so I can say I can pay you $100 with a $100 bill. I can give you cigarettes with the value of $100 bill. But when I want cigarettes, you can't give me a $100 bill, or you cannot give me shoes. Why? Why there are two different concepts? Let's think about it. But I'm talking the concept. Listen carefully. When I talk about money, if money means market value, so then Shvek Kesef works, right? Right? If I talk about an object, I talk about an object. In our condition, without knowing if I'm medafka or not. If I talk about an object, it's an object. Who says that a supplement of an object is like an object? If you say that it leads me to Shvek Kesef Kesef because Shvek Kesef can lead me to Kesef, really Kesef is intrinsic value. Shvei Kesef means I can lead you to Kesef, so I can see the intrinsic value in the Shvei Kesef. So also here, I said I want an object. Shvei object, the value of an object can lead me to the object. Money or another coat and sell. No, another object can sell to money and get it afterwards with the money and that another object. Or you can make trading too far, or you can make direct trading. So he's saying like this. We will say that the main concept why value of silver is like silver. The Torah says, I don't need intrinsic value, I need market value. That's what it means. In the case where my condition is an object, how do I know that value of object is the same? When I'm talking about market value, when the Torah says kesem, it means market value. So anything that has a market value is the same. But when I talk about an object condition, I want my coat, I want my chair, I want my shoes. You gave me cigarettes. Who says that will help the value of the object? So it's not the chibutz which made an agreement. And what was the cash of the Rosh? Since elsewhere we said Kesef, Yor will help also Gam Kesef. And if the Rosh put it together, must be Elavadai. The Svir Rosh, the Ikan called the main verse, the Yoshib Dos Ram Kesef, they called the boy Kesef Sogi B'Shekesef Mitzad from the side. Sheyesh Malaka because I can lead to it. I can get an exchange. Again, if the Rosh meant to say Kesef means value, so value of Kesef, market value, Torah says I need market value of Kesef. So any other object is also market value. It's the same. So how do I learn from that if I want Chefetz, an object, the value of an object is like an object? I don't know. I cannot learn one from another. But if Kesef of the Torah means not intrinsic value, not market value, rather intrinsic value, and Shova Kesef workers can lead you, I can get an exchange, Tmura, something, an exchange for that, I can get the objects. So I see the exchange already right now before it happens. Just a matter of a tircha. But I can see, since there's an option to do it, I already see it here. So same thing as Chefetz. You want Chefetz, I give you something else and you can get to it. So anything you get to is Malien, Malidme, Malidme, Malien, it will get you to it. It's the same. Tircha, we don't care about tircha. We're talking about payments and agreements. You got it. 1 second. This is this. What do you want to say? Okay. Yes.
He wants this chayvus.
Yes.
Also, what is it? I have a different door. Was it good? I'm metaltili. Every chayvus is metaltili. So maybe I'm going to change the concept. I make a new concept. I'm a new tzadashov. Not tzadashov, kesef, shove kesef. I know concept metaltili. Every metaltili, shove kesef, shove kesef. This is the same. What's it? So when I made a new tzadashov, and both equal. So I made have a new way to get out of it. And I can have me tzad shove kesef kesef. Tzad metaltili. They both the same equal. Takana. Tzad metaltili. Both shove kesef kesef. Tzad the concept of metaltili.
No, it's not true. I'll tell you why. Because we talk about the subject matter is what the Torah wanted. When the Torah said Kesef, by Erchin, by Kiddushin, by Yanaben, by Pebehegdesh, the Torah said Kesef. We want to know if Shvei Kesef Kesef. So he's saying two options why Shvei Kesef Kesef. Or Misvore because market value, or you need intrinsic, and Shvei Kesef can lead you to that intrinsic value, right? Good. So he's saying that's when the Torah wants Kesef. So then I'm done. The Torah says Shvei Kesef Kesef. 1 second, but here is not the Torah. He is conditioned between two people. 1 second. And he says, I want shoes. I want my coat. 1 second. Before you think I want to make you pay, without paying. I said, I want an object. So you want to give me a supplement for that. Another object. So if Shvei Kesef Kesef means that although Kesef means intrinsic value, but Shvei Kesef leads you to it, so I can see the intrinsic value in the Shvei Kesef. I can see the intrinsic value of Kesef in the Shvei Kesef because I can sell and lead you to it. So I already see it here. So I have the intrinsic value in the Shvei Kesef. So also when you tell me Chefetz intrinsic value is special. So I can see that chefetz you want, your coat, here's your coat, because I can get to your coat. I can leave it. Okay. But if the Torah said kesef means market value, and Shrekha says market value, so it's nothing to do with I want chefetz. Chefetz not market value, chefetz what I want. So that's what I want. How do you give me something else? Because I could. It's two different subjects. What do you want to say, David? Fair enough, yes. The Torah talks about generally, here talk about particular chayvetz. What do you mix in boxes? Unless, right? And if the Rosh put it together, must be that the kesef means intrinsic value, and shvek kesef can lead you to it. So also, when I want party, I want a chayvetz. No problem. Here is it, because the shoes is your coat. You can get to it. As long as you get to it, I see to it inside from the kesef. Only why it don't work, because I'm a makpid. I know the tzayir is makpid. Really, I can see to it. I can get to it. But he's makpid. He didn't want. So he says, like part of the condition, I don't want that. The Rosh made a dinyon. So he says, I have to explain the Rosh. From the dinyon, the best way to explain it is that really need intrinsic value, and Trekes will lead you to intrinsic value. Okay. What? Right, but if the Rosh, the Rishon, brings those two concepts together, must be that the same. But she learns what? Right. So he wants to make from the Rosh. Right. Once he makes the Rosh, that's what the Rosh holds. So you want to say Rosh is also Baalei HaToises. So that's how it holds. But the Rosh, you have a on the Rosh. Yes.
And when he said, I don't want.
Right.
This is what the Abu explained to us. Asher the lav dafta to Ratzis. I feel a heka the leka rutsuye nami svara the Shabbat Kesef.
Yes.
The whole India that we're understanding.
This is not part of it. Exactly. Yes. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. That is it a skoma which makes it, or svara be'etzem? And the Divrei Cheskel follows as intrinsic svara. The svara. What is a svara? Market value, intrinsic value. That's what it's happened. Okay. So we learned today the concept. We also learned the concept of shvei chefetz kechefetz. That according to one side of Kesef it fits the same idea, but according to the market value, it's two different ideas. Then he goes on to the concept of Maseches and other places. Yield, the Torah wanted only shvei kesef. He says sometimes when the Torah just wants shvei kesef, so shvei is not kesef. When I need the shvei kesef to be like kesef, when the Torah said kesef, and we have a superfluous learn or some limud that shvei kesef works, I say shvei kesef gets me to kesef, is like kesef. But when I don't need kesef, the Torah just directly speaks about shvei kesef. Like by redeeming a slave, which have both, or yield, which only have shvei kesef, or by meiser, you need bedavka kesef. Okay, so difference. He makes categories and pashas. That's what he does. Okay. Yes. Shvei kesef, kesef.
The shvorim he gets, the shvorim.
Yes. Yes. Because shvei kesef, Rabbi say why? Why by Gazlon, by Ganav Gazlon and Shomim must be, and I don't shvei kesef in a place. That's what he speaks about. That's the difference between Gaz and Ezekiel. But all that you have to learn inside. You have to learn inside. As long as you have to spend the time. It's a long piece. What we're going to do next week, I want to finish Bezrat Hashem the Divrei Cheskel, and I want to start the Birkas Shimon. Birkas Shimon Siman Aleph. Well, there's a long piece. We have to get the ideas of it, Bezrat Hashem, and we'll see what we get out of it. The Birkas Shmuel is really a preparation for Birkas Shmuel base. There's a next sugi. The next sugi is Chalipim. So first he wants to explain what is Kesef of Kiddushin. There's Kesef Kiddushin, Kesef Kicha. And why does Avamina that Chalipin will be like Kesef? Fits. That's his whole subject. Correct. So all what we learn is all preparation for that, and Bezrat Hashem will continue on to learn. So people learn, finish the Cheskel well, work on it, summarize for yourself. It's a famous piece. Everyone that learns in yeshiva knows the Cheskel. Ask your children, come from yeshiva, they know the Cheskel. Everybody knows. You have to know, it's a fundamental thing. They can your Kiddushin, what I said now, the options, that's on my toes, already Kiddushin, but the Cheskel you have to know, the concepts you have to know. Is written about 100 years ago, and there's probably hundreds or 1,000 books written on it in the last 100 years. Everybody writes about it. But he was the first man that laid down the ideas, good and well and straight. So he has the schus in the sukkah. He's the more the shmeisim in the sukkah. It's Rabbi Bernstein. Yes, Bernstein. Okay. Siyata Shmai Musar Shmus. Okay, Musar Shmus. Siyata Dishmai. We spoke about yesterday something, and I want to give another point to it, another kvetch, has to do with the whole concept of the previous parshas and now. One second, I have to bring the Chumash. We spoke about a couple of weeks ago about the idea of Yitzchak Avinu. Why Yitzchak thought that Esav is the one to get the blessings. So he had two options. Or he deceived his father. Or no, it was not really the main deceiving, it was the midos. Yitzchak Avinu held that the midos of outgoing and being know how to capture and fight and win wars is the one that can build a nation. And not a hishtam, not a man of simplicity. Okay? And who was right? A man of simplicity. Rivka was right. And Yitzchak agreed to it in the end. So I want to take this class as this light and read the third parsha of Yaakov Avinu's life. He has Lavan, he has Esav, and he has a problem with his daughters. Then he has Paro in the end of the tractate. So I'm talking about now in the end of the Chumash. I want to talk about Dina, the problem of Dina. So I spoke yesterday about it, but I want to shove in this point of that how Yaakov Avinu Ishtam, men of not a person of fighting, how he in the ends wins all the liars and all the Ramoim and Shakonim and deceivers and robbers and rapers, etc. Let's see. Siyata Dishmai. So our parsha tells us as follows: that Yaakov Avinu comes to the city of Shechem Sholem, complete with his money, with his body, he's healthy. He won Esav, he won Lavan, he's sitting now in Shechem. Everything is tranquilo, great. What happens? No. He has a daughter which has his wife's side, Leah, Dino Bas Leah, Yatzonis. She was an outgoing girl. The mother, that's what Chazal say. We can't talk about our mothers in that big high level, but that's what it says. Yatzonis soiso. Yatzonis bas Yatzonis. But Teitze Ligos b'noy sorry, she went out, where she broke a little crack in the fence, going out to see the girls of the land. What happens? So let's see what happens. Oy Gewalt. Says in a posuk. What happens? Somebody sees her. He sees this girl between other girls, sisters, and all that. And he sees this girl. What does he do? He rapes her. He slept with her and he afflicted her. And after he degraded her, he spoke to her heart. He started to loving her. And he speaks, I can get you better than your father, as we spoke about the other day and the other week, the Rebbe's words that girls follow who they can get best. So they thought, he said, I give you the better. She didn't listen. Only if he degraded her, That's my father's medayik. Only after he degraded her, then Betabar will work. When Betabar Bas Yaakov, he can talk, I give you the best thing in the world. She Bas Yaakov doesn't listen. And after he degraded her, she's already used girl. Nobody wants to touch her. She's already degraded. Now he speaks to her better. That's time to talk to her heart. And then, let's see what happens. And this is really the point. V'Yaakov Shoma Kitimo es dina bitoy Kitim es dina bitoy bonovoyu b'mikra b'sode. Ve'echish Yaakov ad boyom. Yaakov hears that this guy Shem degraded, impure his daughter. What happens? But his children was in the field. Yaakov was silent until his children had come home. What it means, in other words, he's waiting to make a plan with his daughters what to do. Now he knows that his daughter doesn't want to come back because this guy convinced her she wants to be by this guy. So he has to have a plan how to take it out of there. How do you win your daughter? Ooh, it's very big trouble. What happens? Hamor, the father of Shem, goes out to speak to Yaakov Avinu. Upnei Yaakov bol min hasode. Keshomo b'tzar noshim v'yichel lo me'od. They didn't hear anything from the father. The father's waiting to make a plan with them. Before the father speaks to them, they're coming home from the field, and they see this guy, the father of Hamor. They see the father of Shem, Hamor, speaking to the father, and they come in, hey, what's going on? And they hear what this guy's saying, that his son raped the sister. They got atzivus, they got very sad in their heart, and it was burning for them. They got angry. Ki nevala asa b'Yisrael. Lishka b'Yisrael yasa. They made a nevala. They disgraced their daughter, their sister. And Rashi says, B'chen lo yase, even the goyim, after the Mabul, they accepted Semech Noach laws. And they broke one of the Semech Noach laws. And they start speaking to them, and they answer them, Vayanu b'nei Yaakov Shem, Eschamor b'mirma. The children of Yaakov answer them b'mirma. What is deceiving? They want to deceive them. And it goes on, and they told them make a circumcision. And the Rambam said they broke 7 laws, and the whole city didn't protest, so all of them deserved death. Allowed to kill them, mitzad halacha. And the Vayibayim Ashlishi, when they're paying, the 2 children of Yaakov, Shimon and Levi, the brothers of Dinah, which they Moisés never done, they took their sword, they killed the entire city, all male, and they killed Hamor, the father, and Shechem, his son. Vayikhu es Dinah b'Shechem, said they took Dinah out. Chazal says that Dinah didn't want. She didn't want to leave. I'm a degraded girl. Who wants to marry me now? Shame. So she went out to promise that they will marry her. And Shaul ben Knaanit came out of that. Shaul ben Knaanit, one of the grandchildren of Yaakov Avinu. Shaul. Not Shaul HaMelech. Shaul, a grandson of Yaakov Avinu.
Son from Shem.
No, it was from Shimon. But Knaanit, his mother, was Niva to Shechem. So as if the woman that she's a Knaanit girl, that she's being raped by a Knaanit, he had a son, Shaul, but it came really from Shimon. But anyhow, says like this. Vayomer Yaakov el Shimon v'Levi. Yaakov tells Shimon Levi, Achartem oti la'avisheini b'yosh v'oretz. We have a very small amount of people. They'll gather me, they'll kill me and destroy me and my whole house. There is a sefer called Sefer HaYashar. Sefer HaYashar, there's 2 sefer, one by Rabbeinu Tam. Sefer Rabbeinu Tam is a medrash. Chai Kanievsky wrote Perushim on it. And the Sefer HaYashar goes in length to go all the wars that all the nations around Shechem went and fought against Yaakov and his children. And there describes in an amazing way the strength of the children of Yaakov, unbelievable strength. Naphtali used to run on the Midrash says there, Naphtali knew how to run so fast that when you used to run on wheat, the wheat didn't even bend, like fly, like you have cartoons movies, and you have you that know how to fly and jump, and there were tremendous, unbelievable koichas of Shem Hashem, Yutekov Mamish against Me'ala Teva, and it goes in details how they had to fight with Kesef and and this and that, and they won, and they go into these unbelievable wars. You read them in a row. Many wars doesn't mention Torah, but it talks about. So Yaakov had a big problem. Hey boys, you put us in danger. And what they answered, you make our sister like a zona. We have to do it. And Yaakov didn't argue. But Lemai said they brought Yaakov to danger. There's a whole book, Sefer HaYosha, they explain in length that all the wars that Yaakov had to go through to fight against all the nations around. They got angry. They wanted to get back on Yaakov that he killed the entire city of Shechem. Yes. Yes. Afterwards, they won, but a lot of wars. Now, more I want one thing here, and I will finish with the idea of the Musar Shmuz. It says that the children of Yaakov, Shimon and Levi, the sister of Dinah, took each one his sword and killed everyone. Killed the Shechem and his son and took out Dinah. So Rashi has a shaila. Why says the two children of Yaakov, Shimon and Levi, the brothers of Dinah? Should have said the children of Yaakov or Shimon and Levi, the brother of Dinah. Why said two children? What? He says like this. They were supposed to be the two children of Yaakov, but they acted Shimon and Levi on their own because they fought the Moshe Nefesh of the sister Dinah. And it's wrong. Rashi says, why it's wrong? They didn't take advice of Yaakov Avinu. So now I want to go to the original idea, which we spoke about Esav and Yaakov. So what happened? Here, Yaakov wants to get advice to speak with them. They didn't get the moment to speak to them because Shechem and Hamor came in. Hamor came in, and right away they prepared a plan with him. And Yaakov doesn't disagree. He's quiet. He let it go, let it flow. And then what? It didn't work. They killed the whole city. It didn't work. They still had to convince Dinah. Which means Yaakov had a different plan, maybe. I have a way to convince Dinah. Why to kill the whole city? Just convince Dinah. Somebody will marry her, give her something more. She come back. But they didn't get angry. And they killed with justice. Halachically, not to kill the entire city. They were allowed. Shaila is Ben Noach that broke one of the 7 laws. They need a Beis Din. Or in the time of war, that's one of the pieces Rabbi Goldstein has in his book, of Shach. There's a Toysis, Machlokes Rishonim, they need a Beis Din or not. Toysis says in Samachen, in Avodah Zarah, that if Ben Noach breaks one of the Noach laws, he doesn't need a Beis Din, doesn't need a warning, deserve death right away. And Toysis of Chovov in Avodah Zarah says no. It's only in time of war that the other Rabbi have permission to use him as a tax collector. You can collect tax enough to kill him. Only if he doesn't accept 7 laws, and then you're allowed to kill him. Otherwise, you're not to kill him. Who didn't put?
The Rambam says, why they killed Shem?
Because they didn't protest. Yes. Okay. I'm not talking about it. It's not my subject. They were allowed to kill the whole city. Everybody explains why. It's not my subject now. Allah is allowed. I'm talking about the advice, the plan of Yaakov and Shimon and Levi. Shimon and Levi, they had like kind of an Esav in them. There was Shimon and Levi, and that's why Yaakov cursed them. He cursed the Shimon and Levi. He cursed what? He cursed the anger. It means they had some anger. They have the audacity, they have strength. And when it came down the end of his life of Yaakov, he cursed the anger. They get angry. Which means, true, you're allowed to kill, but to save your sister, you're not to kill the whole city. Because even after they killed, it didn't work. They had to convince Dinah to get out of there. That they get something better, right? So Yaakov was planning, waiting for his children to come back home and make a plan. They jumped. Okay, so he kept quiet. They jumped. And what happened? They brought the whole house of Yaakov in danger. And the Torah rebukes them. The two children of Yaakov, but they came Shimon Levi on their own. They didn't take advice from Yaakov Avinu. So here we see again, Yaakov and Nan agreed. So okay, Kazoino, okay, you're allowed to do it, but he's seen Nan in his life, he also cursed in anger. It means he didn't agree. So what do we see here? We see here something very important, very deep to our time, our lifetime right now. There's a big fight and anger amongst the non-religious people or religious people that go to the army, and the Haredi people who sit and learn Torah day and night. So it's the time to fight. The guy wants to slaughter us and kill us. What are you learning Torah in the yeshiva? What are you doing? The Gemara says, what is Amaretz? Amaretz that says what the rabbis help in the world. Ma'anu Rabbono means he doesn't really believe and understand that when we learn Torah, there's less soldiers being killed. Or if I don't have a problem, I'm Torah, well, we don't even have a war. Just Syria collapsed itself and they're going to destroy Iran and throw them out. This is the root, this is the aside. They didn't take advice from Yaakov Avinu, the elder Ishtam. Because who wins in the world, the physical world, the Ishtam? They know we have to kill, what to do, they're right, kill them. But they help them, not help them. I don't know how to cause wars. And Benes, Yaakov Avinu won. Chayve Kashmi. They didn't take, the Torah gives them rebuke. You didn't take Eitzah from your father, Yaakov Ishtam. True, you have to be, you also have to have soldiers and anger, this and that, and fight. Akezoino, they degrade our sister. But there's a lot of consequences. And to win is not necessarily with the army. To win is the root. The Talmid Chacham knows how to win. He knows how to right. That's what's the right thing to do. And that's what wins in the end. And this is what Torah is teaching us. Torah is teaching us Yaakov had a whole plan. He let them go, but he caused a lot of grief and problems. And in the end, it didn't work even. They have to use the secret of promising to marry her. There's a big lesson to our generations. We have to know what we do. And the leaders of Talmidei Chachamim, we don't give value to Bibi. And he's a great man. He has a lot of goodwill and he does a lot of good for Jewish people. But really, the real value people value are the real leaders, and we have to take advice. It's the Talmidei Chachamim. Yaakov Avinu, Shabbos.